Medyo sanay sa tao mabait.
Himpapawid ang impormasyon, lakbayin, sakyan at sakupin ngayon. Matang lawin, suriin ang mundo. Matang lawin.
Alam nyo ba na ang tawag dyan ay dagta? Alam nyo ba ang English ng dagta? SAP! Alam mo ba ang SAP? Ngayon ay aalamin natin kung ano ang SAP. Nagpunta ako sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila para puntahan ang tatlo sa pinakamagagaling na estudyante ng Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering upang alamin kung ano pa ang SAP.
2000 is general purpose civil engineering software ideal for the analysis of the design of any type of structural system. Basic and advanced system ranging from 2D to 3D of simple geometry to complex may be modeled, analyzed, designed, and optimized using the practical and intuitive object-based modeling environment that simplifies and streamlines the engineering process. The SAP-FIRE analysis engine integral to SAP 2000 drives a sophisticated finite element analysis procedure. An additional suite of advanced analysis features is available to users engaging a state-of-the-art practice with nonlinear and dynamic consideration. Created by engineers for effective engineering, SAP 2000 is the ideal software tool for users of any experience level designing any structural system. Integrating modeling templates, code-based loading assignment, advanced analysis options, design optimizations procedure, and customizable output reports all coordinate across a powerful platform to make SAP 2000 especially useful for practicing professionals.
Good day, I'm Sunny John G. Santos and I'm here to discuss the analysis of beam using SAP 2000. Okay, so let's start. We have a continuous beam with a hinge and support and rollers on the succeeding grid lines. So now we have a uniformly varying load 12 kN per meter and a uniformly distributed load 15 kN per meter in magnitude, and a 10 kN and 6 kN meter point load 2 meters from the support, and 15 kN and 20 kN, 1 meter and 4 meters from the support respectively. So let's model this problem. So new model, then grid lines. Let's change the reports, the SI units, so read only. Then for the X direction we have 6 grid lines, so Y is 1 and Z is 1, X is 4.5, then Y is 1, then Z is 1. So let's start at point 0, 0 and 0. Okay, so now we have the grid line 1, and now let's proceed to the elevation to see more clearly that. Then let's define coordinate system and grids, global, and modify show system. So here we have E to F are 5 meters, so let's change it from 18 to 22.1 to 18 to 23. So then if you have already beams, go to grid line so that the beams will follow, but since it's okay, then okay. So now let's draw the beams. Click here the draw frame or cable, then make sure it's straight frame, then the last section let's not change it, then continuous so that it's monolithic. then connect all the grids to create all the beams. Fine. So now the grids are created, then now let's assign restraints, joint restraints, or the supports. Assign joint restraints. So then let's sub hinge on the end support, then apply. And on the succeeding grids we have rollers, so let's select all. Okay, then roller, then apply. So now we have the supports. Okay, so let's assign loads, frame loads, then distributed. Since we have distributed dead loads, global, gravity, so force. First in the load is the uniformly varying, so 0 for the 0, then for the 1, absolute distance 1, so we have 12, so that its max distance will be from 0 to 12 varying. So apply. So as you can see, we have created a uniformly varying the left side part. Then let's change it to the 12 so that we can have the right side part. And let's click the beams, then apply. So now let's move on to the uniformly distributed load, the uniform load 15. Then delete the 12 so that it will not add up to the uniform load. Then click apply. So as you can see, we have the 15 and the 12 forces. So now let's OK. Then assign point loads, joint frame loads, then point loads. So make sure it's load patterns, dead, global, gravity, then force. So for the first one, we have a 10 kN point load at 2 over 4.5 and 10 kN. So click apply. Now we have 10 kN. So here in this point we have a moment. So let's change the force to moment. Then let's put 6 kN, and gravity is to y since it's a moment. And then now click the beam, then apply. It's existing, then apply. Okay, so as you can see, this is the y moment. So change the moment to force, then the relative distance will be deleted so that it will not be, it will be 1 over 5 for the last members. Then click add 15. Here select the beams, this one. Let's change it to gravity before that apply. There you go. Then add another, since there's two forces. It's 4 over 5 and it's 20. So add existing loads and gravity, then apply. So now we have the 10, 15, and 20 loads. Okay. So now, okay, we're going to define the load pattern, the dead load. Okay, the load patterns. Then change the self-weight multiplier to 0. 0, then modify load pattern. Then click OK. So now we have the members and we're ready to run analysis. So the model will be run, do not run, so that it will not run in only linear static. Then run now. So save the tutorial, save. It's okay. Yes. So we're getting ready there. It's processing. There's the deflections. Then to show the forces, let's click here and here, then joints, dead loads, then arrows, then apply. So you can see here are the joint loads, reactions, then tabulated, apply. You can see that. So if you want a tabulated form, click the 3D so you can see it clearly. 6.77. Okay, then close. So we can get the shear diagrams, then apply. This is the shear diagram for the beam, and moment diagram in the beam, the moment trajectory. So for the stresses, let's take the contour and apply. This is the contour for the stresses of beams. And that's the end of the beam analysis. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Jeremy Manuel, BSc student from the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. And here I am to discuss the analysis of frame using the software SAP 2000. So let's start. We are tasked to analyze a two-dimensional frame. So our 2D frame will have different types of load imposed on it. And in the given figure, we have its dimensions together with the loads imposed in each member. So let's start. Open the SAP 2000 and in the file, click New Model and then select Grid Only, or else click Ctrl N in your keyboard and then select Grid Only and input the following. So for the X direction 3, Y direction 1, and Z direction 4, and click OK. So click XZ to have a better view. And then now we can edit the grid more. So in the X grid data, input 7 and 9.5. It is based on the given figure. And you'll see for the vertical ones, it is measured 3.2, 6.4, and 9.6. So once you're done, click OK. And now we will have our modified grid. So from the grid, we can draw now our frame. So in the draw menu, click draw frame or cable or tendon. Or simply go to the toolbar on your left and click draw frame. And now you can draw your frame on the grid we made earlier. So there you have it. Draw the vertical first, which way you go, and then the horizontal ones after. Once you're done, Control A. So now we can set the self weight into 0. So the weight of the R frame will not be computed in or will not be included in the analysis. So define and click the materials to set the weight per unit volume into 0. Afterwards, click OK. So now, the next step is to assign the joint restraints or the supports. In the given figure, we only have a fixed support in each joint below. So click the following joints and apply the said fixed support and click OK. Afterwards, we can now assign the forces present on our frames. So first, the 8 kN force on the joint and then click apply. Afterwards, we can now input the point loads present under the assign file menu. So we will be using the relative distance from end 1 and select gravity. So for the relative distance, 2 out of 7 and 5 out of 7, having our said member 7 meters, and then input the following forces applied on the member, and then click apply, and then OK. Next one are the distributed loads. So we can select distributed and enter the value of the uniform load that is present on the said member. So now we have a 12 kN present on the two members, and then click apply. Click add loads and then click OK. add to existing loads rather, and then click OK. And there you have it, the distributed load. To further view the loads present in our frame, go to the display and show the following distributed or point loads. So next one is the trapezoidal load present on the upper part of our frame. So in the uniform load, input 6 and 13. So click OK afterwards and then apply, and there you have it. And for our trapezoidal load, we will be having the load direction into the x-axis. So our uniform load is given as 9.6 kN per meter. So for the load direction, assign it as x and then replace the existing load. Close. So yan, 9.6 kN to 6.4 for our first member, and then 6.4 kN to 3.2 kN for our second one, and then 3.2 kN to 0 on our last one. So we have our triangular load. So now click display and show object load assigned, and then click OK to show all loads present on our frame. So now we can analyze the given frame with the different loads present on it. So run, and in the set load cases to run, in the modal, set it rather as do not run, since the modal is only applicable for earthquake load. And then after that, run now. But first, we will save our structure. Further name it as frame model, and then save. So now we can proceed to the analyzation. So once it is analyzed, we can have the deformed structure. But if you want, you can view it with the following. So now we will view the following support reactions present on our frame after the analysis. It can be in arrow type of display or tabulated ones. And there you have it. That is the analysis of the frame using the SAP 2000. We can further include the moment on the frame, which way you want, and just go to the upper toolbar and select what type of display you want to have on your window. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. That is the analysis of frame using the SAP 2000 software.
Hi! I am Samantha Yvonne E. Gallego, a civil engineering student currently studying in Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, and today I will be teaching you how to model and analyze a truss in SAP 2000. Let's get started. So, this is an example of the truss that I will be modeling in the SAP 2000. And when you open the SAP 2000, this is what you will see. So, in creating a new model, let's click on the paper-like icon to create a model. And to select the desired units we want to use. Since our truss is in millimeters, I will be choosing kilonewton millimeter centigrade. And I will select grid only. In the number of grid lines under X direction, I will be using 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grid lines. And in the Y direction, I will be only using 1 since our truss is plain. it's a 2D truss, and in the Z direction, I will be using 2 grid lines since we only need 2. In the grid spacing, 1187 is the most common spacing, so I will be using that. Typing, and in the Y direction, using 1 since our truss is plain, and 2500 for the height of the truss. Then click OK. So this is the first thing that you will see when you generated the model. To see it in elevation, click the XZ view. And now we will edit our grid lines because we have a 1189. Double clicking any grid point, this is what will happen. So let's click spacing and change the numbers into 1189. Only 2 because there is only 2 and they are symmetrical. Then check other dimensions you want to change and click on ordinates to see if the dimensions are correct, the inputted dimensions are correct. So click OK if all is well, and we can now start our model. To draw a model, click on the icon on the left, and this is the properties that the model we will generate. So clicking any grid point, and make sure that the left this button is clicked so that you can access any grid point with ease. And let's draw our model. And since our truss is triangular, it is easier to draw. It's okay to extend the lines from the model to any grid point. We can just trim. You can trim it now. So select the members you wanna trim and click on edit and edit lines and trim extended frames and click apply. As you can see, our members are trimmed to the rightful sizes. Now we can draw the rest of our truss, and this is the way our truss is drawn, so let's draw it. And it is now much easier to draw with the grid points because it is exactly where the member will be placed. So, but first we need to divide this member and this member because we need them to be 4 members, not 1. So let's select all the structure and let's edit lines, divide frames into break intersection with selected joints. Click apply and OK. As you can see, the structure is now divided, or the member is divided into 4. And we define our materials or section properties, and we will use what is currently available in SAP 2000, which is FSEC1. Click modify to show what type of material it uses A992FY50, and as you can see, it is a beam, or an I-beam rather, an I-beam section. Click OK and OK. To edit the self-weight of the structure, we go to define materials and select the A992FY50 and weight per unit volume change into 0. Click OK, and we have now a structure with no self-weight. Then next we will put in the restraints or the supports. Go to assign. Let's go to assign, joint, restraints, and we select a pinned connection for the first restraint or support. Then select the grid point where it will be placed and click apply. Then for the following 2, which is roller, click the grid points and the roller and apply. As you can see, we now have a structure with full supports. Then next is the loads. We have a 6 kN, 27 and 30 kN loads. So we assign joint loads, forces. For the global X, we enter 6 because it is the magnitude. Click on the point where it is applied, then here is the load. And click for the 27. We put it in global Z because that designates the upper direction, and negative for downward, and that negative 30 for the 30 kilonewton load. Click OK, and we have the first set of loads. For the next set, which is perpendicular to this member, and this member, and this member, as you can see, perpendicular, so we need to assign frame loads and point load. Then we select the coordinate system, or we select the member, then the coordinate system to local to designate perpendicularity, direction, load direction 2, and the magnitude of the load, which is negative 50. So typing negative 50 at 0 because it is in the point. As you can see, the load appeared. And click on the next members where the load will appear. We have now the second set of loads, but as you can see, the first set disappeared from the frame, from the screen. So to make them appear, go to display, object load assigns, and click OK. As you can see, they appeared again. Now we can finally, we need to make the truss with no moment because a truss carries no moment. So we go to assign frame and releases partial fixicity, and click all the moment boxes because we don't want any moments to appear in our frame. This is what our structure would look like when there is no moment passed through it. Now we can run the analysis. When running the analysis, do not run the modal because it is for earthquake analysis. Run now. Oh, before that, we need to save, of course, the structure so that we can finally run. And this is what the structure would look like under the specified loads, the deformed part, and in here, we can see the reactions. So, joint reactions, apply, and this is the reaction for every support. If you want to see the member forces or the forces for each member, you need to go to that again and frame loads or frame forces. Then select axial, and this is what it will show you. So let's see it in elevation view, and a red color designates compression, a blue color designates tension. Like that. Also, the arrow, as we all know, designates tension, and meanwhile in compression it designates and red color. So that is all for my tutorial in SAP. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed the process. Thank you!